So, there is no.
No problem.
It's okay. So I'll have this. Today is May 30? 29.
It's 29th.
Yeah, May 20.
29th.
29, yes.
I think it's June already.
Yes, yeah, it's.
Saturday.
So, we start with the topic is Manisha, the word, whether I say Manisha or I can say Medha. I never thought that this would happen. When you are thirsty, what you do? You go to the kitchen, you see the tumbler, grab a glass of water, you drink it and fine. When I'm feeling hungry, what I do? I just go to the kitchen and eat food and done. Intellect is working there. Mind is working there. It never says, oh, what the heck, what should I do? What should I do? I'm thirsty, so where is the glass and where is the water and I'm feeling. You never say it. Pay attention. Very advanced topic, but it is very simple. I told you before that the higher the practice, the simpler it is. Easier it is. So I always keep this phrase in the minds of all my students. So higher you go, it is simple. It is very carefree approach to the life. That becomes a joy of conscious living. How easy it is when I feel thirsty, go to the kitchen, grab a glass of water and done. Eating, feeling hungry. I don't need any IQ. I don't need to raise and increase my intelligent quotient. You are aware of IQ. Then, these scientists and researchers have created EQ and SQ, the spiritual quotient and emotional quotient. And we have to work hard. You don't need to go to Harvard. You don't need to go to Oxford to learn these simple tools where the life enters into the joy from moment to moment. I have talked about many principles. These principles can be applied even by a layman. We don't need an IQ. None of our great masters have gone to Oxford and Harvard because they have a greater IQ and that is why they got awakened and that is why they discovered the permanent peace and happiness. Rather, it is just the opposite. The greater the IQ, the greater the stress. See that? Greater the IQ, the greater the stress in our life. So what I am pointing out? I am pointing out the mind and the intellect that is clear, pure. There is a clarity and conviction by which your mind says, I am feeling thirsty. You go to the kitchen, grab the water, done. I'm hungry, go to the kitchen, eat food, done. What's your name? I don't need any IQ. What you do? I don't need any IQ. Where are you going? I don't need any IQ. I need a simple, clear mind and intellect, followed by there is a sense of conviction. If I say, Come on, are you a woman? Yes, finished. The answer comes yes. And that answer does not come from if you have a higher IQ. Let me think, let me find out what's my name, what's my gender, where is my home. I don't know. I don't need that. I don't need higher IQ. Yes, in your profession of accountancy, yes, you need a higher IQ. See that. What is the job that is outside you? You need an IQ because you have to learn the skill set, and those skill sets should become a part of your memory, so the next time when you use that in a profession, you use it. Am I clear? I'm just making the things clear. So you see that, understand that. Pure, clear mind. Pure mind, clear mind, and which has an element of conviction that comes naturally. It is known as Manisha. The word is Manisha, or there is another word, it is known as Medha. So Medha, we say, the intellect that does not stretch. You already know that I give lessons every Friday to the young, beautiful women from Europe who has a problem. I asked last week that, is it simple? Did you understand that it is simple? So there are two parts, I take up. Once who progress and evolves, I can take up this higher principle. Those who are not evolving, I still take up the higher principle. Who knows? It may strike their intellect. And so I gave the same example of the water, drinking, eating, food, name. I said, can you approach these principles the way you approach a problem of thirst and hunger? I will think about it. I said, you are gone. Again, you have started thinking. So that thinking demands IQ. And you are trapped by the wrong notion in the intellect. It will never happen. I don't want that you should continue. But what should you do? There is no chance. You have been continuing with me for the last 6-7 months because you feel there is a hope. But can you convert that hope in your mind? Let your mind approach in a simple, pure, and in a natural fashion. The moment you approach your life naturally, in a simple manner, the life discovers that permanent peace and happiness. So we are focused today that what kind of an intellect in the mind is required to live our life joyfully and in peace and in happiness and in love. We need that mind and intellect which is natural, like a 5 or 6 year old kid. You go to him and her, you show your anger, they also show their face. And within minutes they come to you and they approach you. As if nothing has happened. But we think as many things have happened. I have been into anxiety with my honey, our great friend, your daughter, Sita. Many things happens. I have to hide everything what I am doing. We don't need that IQ. Again, I am stressing the way Someone asks you what is your name and you tell, here is my name, what you do, this is what I do, where you live, this is where I live, and it has a conviction. It is simple. It comes from the pure mind. There is nothing to hide. There is nothing to tell more or less. Can I live with that intellect? So I'm not talking about the anxiety and stress. I'm talking that can I live with that intellect all the time? That intellect which is pure, natural, clear, and has a natural conviction is known as Medha. So when we live with that Medha, the life naturally discovers inner peace and happiness. Not only that, we live in mindfulness and meditation all the time. Do I need to, if I use my IQ to give a talk and the practice, I will perhaps be more stressed. Oh, what I have to tell, I have to convince. There is no need of convince. Because these principles are full of clarity and conviction. So I need not to convince, let me present the facts as it is. Can I live my life into that awareness? If I live my life into that awareness of the intellect, nothing, that anxiety will never enter into your life, the duality, the conflict. A person comes to you, he or she is angry, but I'm living naturally. So he or she shows anger to you. You say, come on, sit down, let me see. How can I help you not to get angry over me? Simple. What we do, we use our IQ. What is that IQ? Yesterday I told her and him this thing, that is why he is becoming angry. Then I say, come on, sit. I was angry, then I rationalize it. And I can tell you, this IQ, if we use IQ in solving the problems of our existence in the life, it will never be solved. Haven't you seen people debating on the television in favor and against, arguments in favor and against, and you realize what a crazy guy is pleased at. It's not solved. And still we continue to watch because we want to gather that kind of an information. How can I be smarter than you? That is what the IQ is checked. In living my life, I don't need IQ. I don't need IQ. Life is so simple. Let me use my intellect, which is pure, clear, simple, and it has an element of conviction that comes naturally. But with that IQ, if you are against me, I may try to convince you by 1,000 arguments. Still you are not convinced. Because an element in the intellect is there that you are against me. Outside you say, okay, I play with the words and the vocabulary is strong, and so I give you 1,000 arguments. You say, okay. And when I leave you, you say that crazy guy tries to convince me. I know what kind of a guy he is. We have done this hundreds of times. So today's topic is very higher, that we live our life with the same pure intellect, simple mind, which has an element of conviction. As a parent, you should have slapped your kids when they were small, and you have seen those kids return again to your mom. Mom, I'm sorry. I'll not do this. Finished. That kind of an intellect. If you use that intellect in doing any practice, even a simple practice becomes the highest practice. It will help you to reach to the highest level. None of our masters have greater IQ. They have a simple, pure, clear IQ. That is why we say we talk of compassion and kindness with the Buddha and with other great masters. To be kind and to be simple, to be aware, not to make the intellect complex, I don't need anything to do. Do you see that? I don't need to do anything at all. That is known as Medha. So just I gave example, what is this? This is aquarium. Simple, clear conviction is there. The intellect doesn't think too much. How to make an aquarium? Yes, I need an IQ. 4 walls, and this is this should be the height, and this is how I put these together. What should I put there? I don't need my IQ to live my life in peace and in happiness and in wisdom and love. Having said that, let us go little deeper, but in a natural way. So what is this? This is aquarium. What is this? This is shelf, this is TV, this is room, this is car. Do I know peace is my essential nature? The mind instantly says no. I'm asking you to know in a simple way. Peace and happiness are your essential nature. Mind says no. It reacts. Why it reacts? It reacts because of the IQ. What is that IQ? Is based on the past memories. Based on the past memories. Are you anxious? No. Now, no. Now, in that moment, I say peace is your essential nature. Did you understand? No, I did not understand. I've been living in anxiety and the stress for so many years. How can you say that peace is my nature? Where the mind has gone. That needs to be understood. That needs to be understood. Take the same example. You are thirsty, what you do? Simple, go to the kitchen, get the tumbler, grab a glass of water, drink it and finished. One scenario. You are thirsty, your mind says you are thirsty. Okay, so what is tumbler? How the tumbler is made up of? I have to check first whether it is clean or not. Where is the water? Now I should also understand what the water is composed of. One thing is clear, you are not thirsty. You don't want a solution. Let me put a little deeper. The house is on fire, and you call the fire department, they pick up the phone. Hey, how are you doing? Good morning. How's your family? And he says, why you called me? It's the fire department. No, I'm just asking you, how's your family doing? How many kids you have? They're not interested. When the house is on fire, it is the natural intelligence that works in life. Otherwise, the real situation, the house is on fire. Come on, this is fire department. Yes, this is my address. Here, you have come. So when we want to have a greater IQ, the mind stretches. It is not seeking a direct solution. It wants to have an indirect solution over a period of time. And then, until then, the house is already burnt. Are you getting it? First thing second thing to understand. You see that? I gave 2 examples, Okay, I'm feeling hungry. Oh, so how to remove that hunger by food? So what kind of a food? Now the food, I must know vitamins and their constituents of the food. Come on. And that is natural. I already know it. At present, the urgency is to eat something to put this hunger down. Look at it. Are you getting it? House is on fire. So when the mind perceives the anxiety, the duality, and the conflict and the pain, I don't need an IQ. Are you getting it? It may appear very simple, but it's a very hard principle. Every time our greater intellect with the past information coming from the memories, and that memory is into action, and I don't find a solution. In our relationship, last week you were angry over me, you told me. Come on, use the simple intellect. Last year you told me, you abused me, you humiliated me. Don't you remember? Now you have come. I'm using my IQ. I have to use Medha, simple, pure, clear intellect. Now today you have come, you are saying me sorry, I appreciate, you are kind enough, you have come here, I am also sorry, chapter is finished. Do we do that in daily life? No. That is why we have a lot of problems. Use this and you will see that you are bubbling. Have you seen any time during the last you are with me for the last 2 years? Is there any chance to get anxious? Even you told me it is not helping me. You told me a couple of times it didn't help me. I have to use the same intellect, which is clear, which is simple, which has a conviction. I need not to train it. I'm given a choice. Another question, people ask me, no, but we have to train it. No, you have to train your intellect to have a greater IQ, to mess your life. This is a natural intellect. Look at those birds and the fish. Do they hit that stone to get the food? It's a natural intelligence. I'm invoking to see that. And when we claim we have a higher intelligence, it means we can live perfectly natural. He is trying to get out from where he cannot. I use the door. Intellect is simple. We need simple, natural intellect to get out of it. I can give you hundreds of examples. Do you see that? Everyone has that simple, natural intelligence. Intellect is pure and it has a conviction, a natural conviction. Don't you have a natural conviction that this is your house? Is this your house? Yes. First option. Second option, let me prove that this is my house. I mess my life. So I have an anxiety. Let me prove first that I have an anxiety so that you can help me. That is what these medical doctors do. Oh, let's have first investigation, second, third, fourth, fifth, and they continue investigation. And you mess up your life. You have seen in your life. To use that natural intelligence, which has an element of conviction, the way the bird has a natural element of conviction, where is the food? In that dust they find, here is the food. They don't mess their life. Let me pick up the stone, put up into my beak and find out if it is food. Let me throw it out and then pick up the second. They will die. We die in that way. We live in the stress because of this. We have a hatred because of this. We have a pain in our life because of this. We have a mental agony because of this. We start picking up where it is not. And that is the job of an IQ. I'm not undermining IQ. We need an IQ to live a professional life. I should prepare the file for everyone. That demands IQ. I should put everything in order. That is an IQ. But to give you the lesson from the Eastern wisdom, I have to use in a natural way. If I am not in peace, how can I give you the same lesson? If I don't live into that state. And to live into that state, I need not to train or educate. It is already there with me. I have to recognize, I have to live into that state. Here and now. So I have to do the practice. So use the same intellect to do the practice. You do any practice. And it will help you to live into that state. So all those practices and the principles are pointing to the same natural intellect, awareness, wisdom, whatever you say. So I call it pure, simple, clear, plus conviction is your natural intellect. The fish has a conviction, it picks up the food. Can you any time cheat this fish or any animal? Instead of food, you give something else and see that whether they eat or not. And we can cheat human being easily, who claims that we have a greater IQ. We have to filter out that. The filtering is so easy. Where is that? Filtering is easy. House is on fire. Hey, how are you? Come on. What should I do? What should I do? Hey, hello, how are you? So how is your wife doing? How many kids you have? No, if you have time, then please come to my house because my house is on fire. What will happen to my life? See that this is what we do. I can tell you, this is what we do, almost 99% of the people do. If the people start living with that Medha, our masters say, that intellect, that intelligence, you don't need counselors, you don't need teachers like me. You don't need that. It is perfectly natural. It is a natural state. Natural state of the fish, natural state of the bird, natural state of the animal. But we have a higher intellect, we can choose. They cannot choose. They try to find out the door from the wall. We have the wall. We can choose easily. We have a choice in the intellect. That makes me self-aware, conscious human being. That made them lack of self-awareness. Consciousness is there, but they don't have a choice. By training forcibly, you can make a tiger to eat vegetables, but normally the tiger remains the tiger throughout their life. Natural intelligence, they have to eat meat. Just see a simple thing again in a practical way. Just close your eyes even for 5 minutes. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, what is my name, and answer it. And then wait and check the intellect, the way it works. Manisha, Medha. How simple it is. Close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Where is my house? Answer in your mind. Where is my house? Okay, here. How many aquarium I have? Bird cage. What are the birds? You see that? The mind starts answering step by step, easily, naturally. Now, do I know my true nature? Yes, this guy told me peace and happiness is my nature. Come on, is peace and happiness my essential nature or not? That is the question. Do I find peace and happiness in my life? Do I find peace and happiness in my life 24/7? Now open your eyes and answer me. Mind says no. I know the normal answer. The moment the mind says no, hit back to the mind. I'm not going to think and follow your thought pattern. I don't want an IQ to solve this problem. So there is another understanding that comes. To get into Harvard, I have to pass maybe SAT examination. There is some scoring. Minimum scoring is 1600. So if you are about 2000 or 2500, a competitive examination, then you know what happens? At a certain threshold, at the highest limit, so the Harvard people, guys, they pick up, who are the guys who have crossed that threshold limit? Let us send a letter to them. You have a higher IQ, you can come and take a direct admission, we'll give you 50%, your fees and other off. We need to study hard, memorize. We create a strong information memory gathering system in the brain to use it to have a greater IQ. It demands too much of effort. You have to burn midnight oil. You have to study of a subject a lot. And at last, you get into Harvard, you return. After graduation, you are still the same guy, same stress. Except your IQ is high. maybe you get more stress. I have one guy from India who has studies for two premier institutions. They are known as the best institutions in management and in engineering. So he has a degree in the engineering, he has a degree in the management. So any graduate from these two institutions are invited by the big companies in USA to work here. They simply give them a very high pay. Oh, okay, 6-figure income, 100,000 annual. We have a lot of people here also. I met a lot of people. In order to have a greater IQ, to pass from these premier institutions, you have to work hard. You get a greater IQ, you get a greater pay, you get a good money. Yes, that's a different part. But the same approach cannot be applied to live into peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. There is no way. So what it takes? I'm trying to give you answers from all the quarters where the intellect raises doubt. Okay, you say that, but how to achieve that? To have a greater IQ, yes, you need to study a lot of books, but to have a natural intelligence and a pure and simple approach to the life, you need conscious rest and relaxation. Simple conscious rest and relaxation. Your mind says to you that I am in anxiety. Let me prepare my natural intelligence, Manisha. Let me first relax instead of arguing with my own mind. How, where, and when. Check that. Am I relaxed consciously? Is there a conscious rest and relaxation in my life at this moment? Yes. Okay, come on, anxiety. What matter? And it will not be there. Because now you realize conscious rest and relaxation is coming from inside you. You have a natural conviction. Now, second scenario. That is what people do. I watch and observe them, and I met a lot of my students, so I know. So if you have a higher IQ, I say the first condition to have that natural intellect working in a pure, simple, natural manner, I said, what is the first condition to have a conscious rest and relaxation? So I met a couple of my students who said, okay, they have removed conscious, they said rest and relaxation, they went inside, they took the drug to induce a relaxation. Okay, let me relax by this drug and then tell me how to practice. I met those people. Greater IQ. They have a 6-figure income. They are working in IT. They have completed wonderful projects for the Google. I don't want to, the moment I name the department, I don't want to name the department. There was a beautiful woman. When I was in New Jersey, so she was doing online sessions with me. Wonderful family. Almost $250,000 salary. Beautiful. 2 kids. Wonderful husband. I'm getting attracted to the women more than my husband. And she ruined her life. IQ. When I use a simple, natural, clear intellect, what I need from the relationship, oh, he's wonderful. And she praised that my husband is such a wonderful man. My kids are so good. My IQ says, but. I'm telling you, I met a lot of people. My goodness. And I said, but I refrain from saying that you are not allowed to go there. And I use the same reasoning. Is your intellect pure, simple, clear, conviction? Yes. Stop the topic. Done. Finished. No, but my IQ. This is IQ. That destroys you. I'm not saying, having the same relationship with the same gender or sex, I have no worries and no issues. Question is, I'm happy. I'm in harmony. There's a natural way. I learned meditation from you, and I see that, I realize that I have a wonderful family. No, why I have a wonderful family? Any thought may come to my mind. So, what is simple? To mess up with the thought? To create a problem in my life? Second condition, to have an inner calm and the poise. Poise. Pause, you stop when the intellect tries to rationalize any problem. Personal problem, existential problem. When it says you have an anxiety, you have a duality, you have a conflict, you have a hatred, you have a like, and you pause. Move into calmness first. That is the impurity of the mind. Allow the mind and the intellect to return to the same level of pure, simple, and check that you have that level of conviction there. Even when we have a conviction, we try to rationalize. Nature of one of your son, whom you try to help, you have a conviction, his nature is like this. I have to hold back. I have to live into that state. But no, you rationalize. I'm sorry, I'm hammering your mind. When I am aware, fully aware, if he shows the change, I will pay much more than what he requires. I will not pay him a single penny because I know that penny will go there again. How simple it is. So now you rationalize. He is my son, so I should help him. So I have paid him more. And then now he has misused it. But he is my son and he has already said sorry to me. Because I am mom, he should have said sorry to me. He said it, so let me pay him more. Come on, I'm guiding you. You should pay me more. No, I'm just I'm putting your life on track. He is putting your life in a mess. What if even if he is your son? No. I'm just Medha. Medha. So what happens, all these practices helps you to live into that natural state. And that natural state is the state of mindfulness and meditation. No, I gave you one example. And I told you, I gave the example of my brother also. So now he is locked in India. So I said, here is the minimum I'm sending you per month. Take care of that. Stay home, stay safe until this is over. Should I remember the past? He'll be in trouble. I already gave you that example. I told you. No. So that mind in intellect lays into that awareness which is simple, pure, with a conviction. The conviction is there. He has to stay home. There is no way. He doesn't get his pay stub. At least, I'm able to afford, so let me send. Don't go get out of town. Whatever you want to eat, eat. You have a television, you have an internet connection, watch TV. That is your life. He is not interested in meditation, so I'm not teaching him. He is not interested in improving his life, so I'm not putting my nose into there. No need. That is with the way his life is. He wants to eat the best, he wants to wear the best, and he wants to watch the films. So, continue. That is the way you live. Even if I force, he cannot. Look at this. Natural state, Buddha lived the natural state, he realized it. I have read the teachings of more than 200 masters. No master says increase your IQ. So what happens, the last point, the more you live into that natural state of the intellect and the mind, that mind perceives, it has a deeper insight into the life and existence. The IQ has a deeper insight in the world outside. No doubt, it is important. But to see within myself that peace and happiness, I don't need that IQ. Kabir is known as Rumi of India, was totally illiterate. He was a son of a weaver who weaver clothes, and he remained as a weaver. And once he reached to that state, the entire India respected, adored him. So, story says that he was born a Hindu from an unmarried woman, so that woman left that boy in the river in a basket, and that basket flew at the bank of that river where this weaver Muslim parents were there. They had no issue, so ultimately he was brought up and he became a weaver. So he did all these practices, he became one of the greatest masters. Recently, I think if I'm not mistaken, maybe perhaps in the 16th century, just 400 years back, if you pull out Kabir poems, and so the last thing that's also very interesting. So Kabir, so everybody knew the story that he was a Hindu, but he is a Muslim. He was a Hindu and a Muslim. So Hindu puts their dead body into the fire and they burn it into ashes. And the Muslims, they put a coffin like Christians. So anyhow, he died. So Hindu and Muslim started fighting. No, we want to bury, we want to put the coffin. So much of attraction. So the story goes and story says that the dead body was there, and when they started fighting, at last they removed the white cloth and they found only flowers. Not the dead body. It's a message. A message that you feel that fragrance. You are not a Hindu, you are not a Muslim. Huh? You need not to be peer. That knowledge is not a privilege of the rich. It can be, whether you are rich or poor, you belong to any profession. You are a human being, you are given that natural intellect, you can live into that natural state. The moment we wake up in the morning, shake up your head, everything is natural, or is my mind thinking a lot? Because when it is thinking unnecessarily a lot about any issue, about a person, obviously I'm trying to enhance my IQ. I don't need that. I don't need that. To live into peace and happiness, love and wisdom and kindness and compassion, I don't need that. To earn money, I need that. You see that to adopt a profession, I have to learn the skill set. And the learning the skill set where your IQ goes up. So every day in the morning, you start the journey reminding and remembering the principle. Pick up only one principle, listen to the talk for an hour and forget it. Then 10 hours in your mind that talk should move around. Think of it. Ask your mind, do you remember? Yes, I remember. And what you will find, the intellect will inspire you to have a deeper insight and will inspire you to do the practice. Never forget the practice. And the time will come that natural state you click. There is a niche, you will find that natural state. You will say, okay, driving naturally. Where is the problem? Eating naturally, talking naturally, living in relationship naturally. Because relationship has a different expression from person to person. Also relationship with David is different, Eric is different, and daughter is different, employee is different. Okay. But still it is a natural expression coming from inside. Outward expression is different. But inward it is the same intellect, mind using the natural state to live into that state. See that. That is what the higher